A very good afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us here on KTN News on this 10th day of October 2016. Always a pleasure to have you tuned in. We have a lot that has been happening in the country at this hour, and we have it all lined up for you. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. Good afternoon once again. My name is Akisa Wandera. Now, Wiper Party defectors from Ukambani have issued a 30 days ultimatum to CORD co-principal Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to convene a regional leaders meeting to chart political destiny of the community ahead of 2017, led by the host, the Yatta Member of Parliament Francis Mwangangi, Joe Mutambu from Mwingi Central, Richard Makenga from Kaiti, and Michael Kisoi from Booni. They said that their order was absolutely to the perceived Kamba kingpin, whom they blamed to be misleading the community. All right, and we're preparing that story for you on Kamba politics, and we will be bringing it to you in a bit here on News Desk. But also lined up for you, South African President Jacob Zuma is expected to jet into the country for a 3-day visit that will see him and President Uhuru Kenyatta hold bilateral talks. And of course, there will be a trade forum for Kenyans and South Africans. The President Jacob Zuma is among the heads of state and government who also attended the 6th Tokyo International Conference on Africa's Development in Nairobi 2 months ago. And that, of course, was a multilateral visit. Zuma is expected in the country today for another 3 days. Of course, being one of the many leaders who've made it to Kenya in the past 2 years for trade talks, among other things. Now, let's go back to Kamba politics, where Wiper Party defectors from Ukambani have issued a 30 days ultimatum to CORD co-principal Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to convene a regional leaders meeting to chart political destiny of the community ahead of the 2017 general election, led by the host, the Yatta Member of Parliament Francis Mwangangi, Joe Mutambu from Mwingi Central, Richard Makenga from Kaiti, and Michael Kisoi from Booni. They said that their order was absolutely to the perceived Kamba kingpin, whom they blamed to be misleading the community.
The Lower Eastern, I think the time has come. We have seen an attempt where the community has not been in the government. This country was never and never enjoyed the peace and the stability that it is supposed to. So in this case, we have said and we have agreed as leadership, because we are seriously under pressure from business community, from our people we lead, from the clergy, from the elders. We have set up to mid-November, after which we will have to move and chart a new political destiny of the community. Nobody other than the elected leaders has the license to talk on behalf of the community. So what we are saying is we need to talk, we need to agree, we need to discuss, we need to ensure there is that continuous dialogue. And that dialogue is for anyone who is out there. Please come, we be together in building the current and the future government.
All right, let's take a short commercial break. Do not go too far. Coming back, we will be speaking to opposition leader Raila Odinga on some very serious claims he has on special projects being spearheaded by the Jubilee government. Don't go too far. This is KTN News Desk. Welcome back. You are watching KTN News Desk. Many thanks for staying with us. All right, let's now go back to our top story of the hour, and it is the press briefing by opposition leader Raila Odinga on the Northern Water Collector Tunnel project, which he terms as one of the white elephant projects by the Jubilee government. Remember, this project is funded by the World Bank. But let's head over to the Capitol Hill, which houses the offices of the Premier Raila Odinga, to get a better understanding of what exactly these claims are. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Many thanks for joining us here on a KTN News Desk. You've just finished addressing the press about this particular special project that you say will lead into a desertification of the country if we're not careful. What exactly are the claims?
Well, we have received a very comprehensive report from experts which corroborates some of the facts that we've laid on the table. That first, this project is ill-conceived. There was no comprehensive feasibility study carried out. It was opposed by leaders in the past, and the late John Michuki termed it tunnels of death and said that it would only be constructed over his dead body. The information that we have shows that the Murang'a County Assembly Committee did carry out a survey and found out that it will negatively affect a very large percentage of the population of Murang'a, and disrecommended it. But however, the national government has actually boxed them into submission, and that's the reason why the implementation is proceeding. There are clear information to show that downstream communities in Ukambani, in Garissa, in Tana River will be very negatively affected through implementation of this project. But we also don't even understand why the World Bank agreed to hurriedly fund this project, despite the fact that even their own experts have not carried out a comprehensive evaluation of the project. So what we are doing is that we are urging the government to take measures which will basically cushion the communities in these regions from the adverse effects of implementing this project, and to do the needful.
Now, this is a 6.8 billion project, and of course, as you say, it has faced a lot of controversy since there was talk that we would have such kind of project. But earlier this year, we had the Water Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa say that all the controversies have been resolved and they are ready to go forward with the project. Given that the CS said that all parties are talking in the same language now, when we're looking at the claims that you have vis-a-vis what the Cabinet Secretary was saying, there's a discord there. What exactly do you want done in this particular project?
You know that experts have got a very clear opinion on this particular project. And they are clear. They've said that this project will have a very negative impact on the lives of the people in the area. These people then decided to go to court. And as you know, the courts are not experts. But they have now achieved a court order which they're waiving. But this does not basically clear the technical facts which are around, which are available to everybody. So we're telling the government not to steamroll this project over the people, and that there need to be more comprehensive consultations with the people concerned, and questions which are being asked need to be addressed before this project can be successfully implemented.
Many would argue that this is political, given that we are heading into the 2017 general election. What would be your argument on this?
That is hogwash. In my view, we should not brush aside critical issues merely at the altar of politics. We are not talking politics here. If that were the case, Honorable John Michuki, who was a very prominent member of the PNU government, would not have opposed this project, because he comes from the region himself, and he was talking on behalf of his people, and he said that this project would only be implemented over his dead body. I know also that there is shortage of water in Nairobi, but as they say that there's so many other ways of skinning a cat, there have been recommendations to construct dams in order to harvest the rainwater around this area, which would be more than sufficient for the need to the people of Nairobi. But we also know that there are some people who are constructing the so-called cities around Nairobi, and that maybe those vested interests are the ones which are dictating the faster implementation of this project without due regard to the scientific considerations which have been raised by very top experts with regard to this particular project.
You're calling for the Jubilee government to stop this particular project, but do we have another way around it? Is there a way that the technical issues can be resolved so that the project can go forward? What is your suggestion as an opposition leader?
We've said that there are critical issues that need to be addressed, and there are also other alternative ways of getting this water into Nairobi. As I mentioned, for example, they need to explore the possibility of constructing dams and harvest the rainwater and use that to supply the city of Nairobi. The other one is also recycling the wastewater, which at the moment is all just being discharged into the rivers and conducted downstream. So we are not efficiently making use of the water resources around the town. So my view would be that instead of interfering with the environment, instead of destroying the catchment tower like Abadeas, we should find a way of harvesting the water which is around us, which is more than sufficient to supply the needs of Nairobi and its environs.
All right, let's veer off this topic for a bit and get into some politics. There has been a lot of talk about discord when it comes to the issue of who will be the flag bearer for the opposition come 2017. And we know that there is a meeting expected for the three principals, yourself, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Moses Wetangula. Kindly let us in on this. Is this particular meeting expected to resolve the issues that are there with the CORD principles?
I think it is the media which is really hyping this issue of a flag bearer in CORD. And let me just underscore one fact, that there is no crisis in CORD at the moment. We have no problem at all. Ultimately, we will agree on who will be the flag bearer for CORD. But we are not in a hurry to do so. Remember that we are 10 months away from the general elections. There's more than sufficient time. I just want to remind you that the U.S. elections are taking place next month in November. And it was only in September that they did select their candidates. So we still have more than enough time. If we meet, it is not going to be to decide who is the flag bearer. I want you to know that. We will just meet to discuss other routine issues, which we do all the times. I was with Honorable Moses Wetangula last night. I've been talking to Honorable Kalonzo, before he went to Lagos, but he's coming back maybe today. So we'll be just talking about general issues. And it's not a critical issue. The meeting is going to be held by the co-principals to try to deal with falling out in court. There's nothing like that. And if our Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, I would ignore those other people who have marched to Jubilee trying to blackmail him and to convene a meeting of the community. Let them now deal with issues in Jubilee, since they have already gone to Jubilee, and leave Kalonzo alone to deal with issues in Wiper and CORD. This is democracy as it is.
But this talk about discord in CORD, with all due respect, emanates from what we've been hearing from the leaders when they're out there in search of votes. Kalonzo Musyoka has had a fair share of publicity on some of the things he's said about it is time that he takes the mantle. Same with Moses Wetangula. Is there cause for worry?
There's no cause for worry at all. I would say that those people are within their democratic rights to want to be the flag bearer. I gave an analogy that this is a beautiful lady, so every person in the village is offering himself, say that I'm best suited for this lady. But the lady will ultimately make up her mind who is most suitable. It is not uncommon for people to accuse each other, oh, so-and-so is a thief, or so-and-so is a murderer, and so on and so forth. But ultimately, the lady will make her choice. So Kalonzo is not threatened, neither is Weta, nor is Raila really threatened at all with those talks. Remember, we've been candidates. We were with Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka on the ballot in 2007, okay? Then he was running alone, I was running alone, Kibaki was running alone, and so on and so forth. Then we were together in the 2013 ticket, and everyone knows what happened in those elections. But if you are joined, it's a joint ticket. So you either win together or you lose together. So it's not that one has lost, but the other one did not lose because he was not the candidate, and so on. So it is a joint ticket. The ticket wins or the ticket loses. That is the way it should be viewed. But there are no problems at all in CORD. CORD is very much united.
Finally, do you have any plans of working with the Musalia Mudavadi, as has been alluded to in various sittings?
Certainly. Honorable Mudavadi is an old friend. He decided last time, remember, to go and try his luck. That was the only reason why he left ODM. People have been saying, oh, Raila is not able to keep friends. They need to know that in politics there are always ambitions. People have ambitions. Honorable William Ruto wanted to be president himself, that's why he ran away. Musalia also wanted to try his luck, that's why he went away. The other time Kalonzo wanted to try his luck, that's why he went away. So it is not as if Raila is not able to keep friends. It is that sometimes personal interests outweigh common interests, and people sometimes choose to go away. But we've been talking with Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. He has himself said that he's ready to work with us, and we welcome him. Shortly, you're going to see us talking to each other. So you need to watch this space. Not only Musalia Mudavadi, you'll see more other faces coming to join CORD. I can assure you that we will be able to give Jubilee a run for their money, which I know they have a lot of. But we have more of abundance in ideas, which you know is very scarce in Jubilee.
How about Honorable Martha Karua? Do we have plans to have in place somewhere in the top seat of the opposition as we head into the electoral period?
I told you it's not only Musalia. So I don't have to name all of them. Mother Karua has always been part of us, as you know. Remember, we've been together in Okoa, Kenya. We have addressed many fora together. We've been meeting other leaders, like we met with Obama jointly with her, met with John Kerry the other day together. We discussed several issues. We have been at several public functions together with Martha Karua. But I'm saying it's not only just Martha and Musalia. That's why I've told you, watch this space. You will see more people coming to court.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us. That was opposition leader Raila Odinga and saying watch this space, and there's no discord in CORD. Part of what has made it to the discussion we've just had with him, he just released another dossier on the Northern Water Collector Tunnel project, which is funded by the World Bank. It is a 6.8 billion shilling project, which the opposition leader Raila Odinga says is hogwash and will lead the country into desertification and, of course, getting into politics. He has assured that there is no discord in CORD. And still remaining in politics, Jubilee Party gubernatorial aspirants in Kajiado County are seeking to consolidate their votes after nominations. Speaking at Kangatek Primary School in Kajiado Central during a fundraiser, the leaders said that they are determined to work together and ensure that Jubilee carries the day in the 2017 elections. George Kingori, Joseph Olelenko and Nina Livondo, among other aspirants drawn from the party, asked the locals to assure their support for the government of the day. Kingori urged the Maasai community to support education by participating in building many more schools. The unity of the aspirants is likely to see the party fight the prominence of the opposition that has seen the camp of locals to the opposition.
Watu wa mlango yetu yalitayuk. Na nikasema lazima tusome. Na ndio nitatoa pesa ndio msome. Na mlango yetu iwe ni ya wasome. Nataka kusema hivi. Mimi nawania kiti ya governor wa Kajiado County. Na hii kiti natafuta kwa chama yetu ya Jubilee. Na naomba Mheshimiwa Lengu, Mheshimiwa Livondo, Mheshimiwa Kores na wale wengine wataikia kwa Jubilee tuwe nyumba moja.
All right, we wrap it here on KTN Home, but we continue with a bulletin letting you know what has been making headlines in the country and beyond on KTN News. Do not go too far. My name is Akisa Wandera. Our sign language interpreter has been Lancer Owino. Let's meet on KTN News.